Hi, I'm State Senator Chris McDaniel of Kentucky's 23rd State Senate District. For those of you that don't know exactly what the 23rd District is, I represent Kenton County from the Ohio River down to 275, and I also represent Erlanger, Edgewood, Ellesmere, South Covington, and Ryland Heights. So for those of you who live in those areas, welcome. I'm honored to be here in Frankfort representing you in this 2014 session of the General Assembly. This will be a weekly address that I give to allow you to keep track of what I'm doing in Frankfort and also what's going on in the General Assembly as a whole. When we started out this week, we heard an address from Governor Beshear where he laid out his legislative priorities. While I was enthused to hear certain things of him, I was very concerned because we heard a lot about the need for additional revenue. But when I hear about the need for additional revenue, I always want to ask the flip side question, which is, do people need to pay more taxes? And frankly, my answer to that is no. My legislative agenda and the bills that I have filed will reflect the fact that I believe that we need a competitive tax policy, a well-educated workforce, and superior infrastructure to attract and retain good, high-quality jobs right here in the Commonwealth. So this week, I was proud to file several bills which will save us millions of dollars a year and allow us to reinvest that money in our infrastructure, in our education, and in our tax policy. First, I filed Senate Bill 4. Senate Bill 4 deals with a particular provision of our pension system that allows legislators who have been in part-time service to then go into a much higher paying full-time job for just 3 to 5 years in government, but yet receive their pension based off of the higher salary. My bill will eliminate the ability to do that. I filed Senate Bill 6 to bring more transparency to our pension system, which is clouded with questions and suspicions about certain people who might be drawing what some call supersized pensions. Senate Bill 27 would move the gubernatorial and constitutional officer elections from odd-numbered years to even-numbered years. Right now, by having them in odd-numbered years, we're spending an extra $17.5 to $20 million, and we would save that amount of money every 4 years by a very simple move. I also filed Senate Bill 58, which would eliminate the office of the treasurer. While the treasurer was a necessary function back in the 1800s when our Constitution was written, its functions have been duplicated by the finance cabinet inside of the governor's office. My bill would eliminate the treasurer's office and move those functions into the finance cabinet, thereby saving the citizens of the Commonwealth $2.5 to $3 million annually with no disruption to the services they had come to expect. Finally, I filed what's called Senate Bill 63. Senate Bill 63 deals with the Workers' Compensation Special Fund that was set up in the mid-90s to deal with black lung claims. While it's important to take care of our miners and their families who've been affected by this horrible disease, the fact of the matter remains is that that fund has begun to be raided by state agencies who do not need to have access to that fund. So it's time for us to close off their ability to do that so that we take care of our miners and also reduce our workers' compensation rates on small businesses all across Kentucky. I thank you for taking the time to join me today as I talk about the past week's events. I look forward to continuing this conversation throughout the course of the 2014 General Assembly, and I urge you to call me if you ever have questions or concerns. The number here in Frankfort is 502-564-8100. Thanks again. Have a great week.